giant, but the wind's feeling good. I see little white caps out there, just little ones, but that's okay. This thing is 41 years old now. There's full right, full left, full up, full down. Wipe off the little bits of sand that got on it there. I drove out here in full-blown rain. I'm talking windshield wipers, no delay, just whippity whippity wipity wipity. I knew it would pass. I was going, oh, I didn't see that on the radar. What the heck? Wind feels good. It feels pretty much dead on. And here we go. Got my camera set on low light, by the way, and I don't know, I see a lot of blue sky out there. But I wanted to try the low light setting because it was supposed to be cloudy, but that's okay. Whew. A little bit of down trim, that's nice. Nice needing down trim. Yeah, a little bit of left trim. That'll go away because it's the temperature changes after it's night rod, so yeah. Not too bad. I changed the CG in this a little bit. I lightened it up. Put a little heavier weight forward. I used to have it packed around my battery pack. So she's slightly lighter. She is slightly more tail heavy than last time, but not much. I've been here before. I've been a lot more tail heavy than this. I make things as tail heavy as I can stand it, and then put some back until it feels smooth, so I get the happy medium. Smooth and graceful with the CG back as far as I can for that effect. I got to a weird wind on that one. Wind is kind of changing. It's supposed to be switching right after the rain. And this is definitely right after the rain. Oh wait, there's some good lift. Start nose over and give that up. It is a little southy, but it's supposed to switch. It's supposed to start southy and then wind up being directly west. How about a roll? Oh, I didn't get enough down early enough. Pulled it off though, kind of corkscrewed into it. Winds are a little light to be doing rolls with this thing. Really likes 15 to be doing stuff like that. I don't know about that sun in my camera when I've got it set on low light. I love this thing, the way it'll snap around like that. It's so awesome. This one's got a lot of extra dihedral. I also put a little bit of curve in the wings. I moistened the top sheeting, then glued it on, so when it dried out, it kind of pulled. So I got extra dihedral. I added a little bit to the wire. Mostly it's because the wires weren't exactly perfect, so I made them perfect. I know you don't ever unbend. I added bend to the one that was slightly less. That was very little, but it was something. And of course, then I put a little bit of curvature in the wing. They call that elliptical dihedral, like a Hobie Hawk. Yeah, not quite like a Hobie Hawk. And that worked out pretty good, except that, you know, the wings didn't bend exactly like the other one, right? And that's just what's going to happen. That's close, but one wing does have a little more bend than the other. Actually, they came out the same, but one bent more at the root and one bent a little more at the tip. That's what gives me, and plus I enlarged the rudder. About 5/8 of an inch to the rear and 5/8 of an inch to the top or so, something like that, as compared to what the kit was. Always do that if you got a thermoplane, you want to go sloping with it. Enlarge the rudder and then get lots of throw too. And then it makes it an aerobatic sloper instead of just a fly level thermaler. I think it's better for thermaling too. I use less rudder to turn, right? So I'm creating less drag with my rudder. And yes, more dihedral, you give up a little bit of lift, but no, ain't that much. The lift vectors are slightly more dihedral, right? So I don't think that has the slightest bit of matter. Of course the slightest, but as an RCer, you're not going to know it. Yeah, this thing's sweet. 41 years old, this thing, and it has no rhyme or reason for what it's been through to still be around after all these years. I got caught in a 50-mile-an-hour wind once. Oh my Lord, I was in the desert and I was barely flying, thinking, oh my God, I'm going to land at the bottom. And I was on a pretty tall hill. So land at the bottom is no fun. Visuals, you know, I was like, woohoo. And it's only the spot at the bottom wasn't big enough to do a full circle. And everything around it's that damn desert brush, right? Just tear this thing up. And all of a sudden, wham! 50 miles an hour. That's what the weatherman said. We got hit by a 50-mile-an-hour squall. And I was on a mountain, so we're talking a lot more than 50. I literally flew this thing inverted for minutes. Many minutes while I walked up the hill. I was afraid of it right side up. Oh, there's just so much wind. Oh my gosh. I flew around inverted for, it's a 10-minute hike to the top of the hill. That's what I did. I just put this thing, and this thing doesn't fly inverted, right? Well, yeah. Lift like that it does. It was amazing. And I got it down with, well, a little bit of damage. Fuselage broke in half. That was the second time I had broken it in half. The first time I really didn't put a right fix on it. I was trying to really keep this thing light because it's so light. Didn't want to lose that, and I really didn't fix it right. So after that one, I fixed it up a lot stronger. And that's about all that's been broken. Fuselage broke twice. It was rocky up there. I mean, you could do a perfect landing and perfect landing in the wrong spot is no longer a perfect landing, right? Yeah, you guys probably don't believe me about that tale I just told, but it ain't no tale. 50-mile-an-hour winds. And that was on the flat. I was on a mountain. And it was ripping. You should have seen how fast this thing was going when I made my downwind turn. Oh my Lord. Of course I brought in with extra airspeed because I knew I was going to be in a 50-mile-an-hour tailwind, so I let it. I really come down the downwind. This thing was scooting. And then of course the landing zone was quite rough as far as turbulence goes. Will it snap to the right? Yes, it will. It usually snap to the left up here because usually the wind is slightly from my left. Just works out better that way. And the hill off to my right drops off. There's not much lift over there, so if I do a right snap, it usually puts me out. But here, we'll do it. And admittedly, it snaps better to the left a little bit. You know, if the rudder moves more, or what's going on. Okay, let's see what altitude there is to gain here. Got the sun in my eyes. I hope my camera's not freaking out. I got it set on low light. I got clear blue sky. I'm facing into the wind. Come on, give me some altitude. I'm going to make one more pass. If I get high enough, I will do a reverse Immelmann. Believe it or not. Come on, give me some lift. Take me up, take me up, take me up. Takes a lot of altitude. This thing doesn't like doing outside maneuvers, right? Flat bottom wing. Like I do a half outside loop and then roll out from inverted. like this. Yes, she will do it. Stayed above the horizon too. Taking a sip of water before I started flying. The salt water's already got my mouth dry. My chute is not going to be good because the wind is from the south. What's that spot on my wing? What's the deal with that? Yeah, there's not much out there. Left wing, what's going on? Looks like I see a spot on that. Not Monocote feeling up. What the heck? That's bizarre. I've never seen that before. Spin? Of course she will. Kind of sucks that this all blew away, and now my lift in the wintertime is facing toward the sun. Will she spin to the right? Well, of course she will. Definitely a little bit turbulent. Post-winter winds, right? Or post-rain winds. Following the front. Oh, I pulled too hard. I lost my airspeed on the pull. Probably found a little pocket too. Sailplane that only weighs 2 pounds 2 ounces or so, got pretty good legs, don't she? That's what's amazing about the Windfree. It's so light and yet it still has good. Oh, look at here. I give him a wave, let him know I see him, and he knows he's going to be clear. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Oh, he's going to turn away. Okay, cool. go. It's not going to be good air in here. What's cool about this is I can do a loop like right here next to the camera. Supposed to lighten up and turn more dead on, more due west. Due west is exactly perfect for this place, magnetic west. Deviation here is 13 degrees. East is least, west is best, right? 13 degrees east. A lot of times you get to see is the wind blowing harder upstairs. That's kind of a sign that the wind would be getting ready to increase. It increases upstairs first, at least here. Still climbing. Suppose I can pull off a more proper roll from here. Let me get myself back. And we'll shoot for a better roll this time. Ah, I grabbed the up. Damn it! Grabbed up. That was stupid. The rudder leans back, so when I hit rudder, it kind of gives me some up elevator. So when I'm pick up speed and I start kicking the rudder for the roll, I've literally got to hold down stick because the rudder's trying to pitch the nose up. Okay, down elevator. There we go. More down elevator. If I add too much, it'll stop the roll. There we go. Not too bad. Still, winds are a little light to pull off a pretty one, but that wasn't bad. I got through it. Rudder elevator roll. And a rudder elevator reverse Immelmann. This is a 100-inch wingspan, 99. Call it 100. Just in case you're wondering. Same as like a Aquila. Oh, yeah, it's just, I'm in some funky air right now. Might be giving me a wind shift, or maybe the winds are dying. The winds are supposed to die off slowly over the course of hours. Come on now. Dead pocket again. Lots of little dead pockets. Winter time. Kind of how it is. And the wind is calming down. Still not calm enough. I'd land up here. I'll walk back to my landing site. And I'm not ready to land yet anyway. Not just yet. I don't want too long of a flight today, but I really needed to get out and do some flying. This is good weather. I can't turn this down. I wonder if I screwed up putting my camera on low light setting. to be cloudy. Could have changed my mind when I saw the blue sky, I guess, and reset my camera here, but oh well, I didn't. Okay, I'm pulling back, trying to stop. If I stop, it's 10 miles an hour. Yeah, there it is. I'd say the wind's right at 10 miles an hour, at least up there. I'm not feeling that in my face, but how about a pirouette? Nope, I blew the entry. Come on now. And the nose has to stay a little bit down, or you're just doing turns, right? There you go. It's kind of a tight turn with the attitude always slightly downhill. And yeah, you get blown back when you're doing it, but that's okay. There we go. I'm holding the rudder. That's what I call a pirouette. I don't know what you guys call it. Seems right. Was that going to the left or to the right? That was to the left. Pirouette to the right. Speed. There we go. Nose slightly down, right? Winds are lightening up. Out there anymore either. Little ones, but that doesn't necessarily mean wind. That could just be the rough ocean kind of toppling itself over and making spots. Doesn't seem windy enough to make white caps. It's definitely calming down. That's what it was supposed to do. It's okay. White on my wingtip is driving me nuts. Oh, downdraft. Oh, look at that when I land. Just be Monocotes. Look at now, there's something white on there. What the heck? I have a tear in my wing? Yeah. Didn't notice it. Definitely a little bit of turbulence up there. Usually that's a sign that the wind is changing, and it's supposed to change direction, so yeah, maybe. Definitely bumpy. Dang, sun is in my eyes. I really hope my camera doesn't freak out being set on low light. It is definitely bumpy. Sometimes that's the in-between layer where it's blowing harder upstairs and I'm just kind of stuck in the layer of the lower wind and the higher winds. Hoping I could break through that. Because usually if it's windier upstairs, all of a sudden you get some lift. going to look really cool, watch. Reverse Immelmann from this view. Man, it's calm enough now, I think I could land it up here. Oh well, it was good for a little while. It's been months since I've had a good day up here. This is the best day in months, and this ain't all that great. It's been really bumming me out. And when it said 10 to 20, I was like, yeah! 15, I want 15, that's really what I want. 10 is fun, 15 gets wild. It's calm enough, I'm thinking about landing up here, but I gotta remember too, it's bumpy. I'm thinking about taking a break. And the ground is hard with after all this rain. It's not soft sand anymore, it's hard packed sand. Do I dare try? It's dangerous. Not too bad. I hit the damn hill. I hit the knoll. I hit a knoll, but it's safe. Oh, I knocked something loose on my rudder. Uh-oh. What'd I do? Something not right. I bumped something hard. What happened? Lose my horn? No. Well, that's done flying for the day. Oh, I broke, look. I broke my arm. Okay. I've never said that before. It broke its arm. All good. That was a good day. Decent anyway. Best day I've had in a while. I've got plenty of those at home. And they're all old. Those are 1980s servos. Okay. All good. That ends my day. Probably good that it broke. That means it was getting ready to break. So that probably saved its life. Alright, camera off. Ha! By the way, look. I had a patch on there evidently. I don't remember a patch being on there. I must have had a patch on there. Now there's that white that was, so this was all open bay all the time I was flying. Oh well, and I forgot to say, don't crash, fly like an eagle. See you guys later.